Another great combo for incantation users is Fire's Deadly Sin and Bloodflame Blade. The fire damage aura from Fire's Deadly Sin.
Wait a second here. Is he advocating for the fucking Fire Deadly Sin glitch that has not been patched? Actually cheating? Bro, dude, this is... They're actually advocating for a fucking exploit that's so broken. Oh my god, dude. Alright, let's see. I have not seen it yet, by the way.
PvP in Elden Ring can be great fun, but also quite challenging. The competition have been honing their skills against demigods and dragons alike since...
So just to make sure everyone gets it, I have not seen this. This is my first time seeing it. Like, Jane sent me this vid to, to check out, but I was like, huh, you know what, that might be good for the stream. So I've not seen it yet, so I don't know what this is going to be about. All I know is that it's fucking IGN and it's a PvP guide. Yeah, look at the look at the mage with Moonveil, Stars of Ruin, Lusac full bullgoat, dude. What the fuck? I didn't realize. That is so funny, dude. Actual PvP guide by IGN. Just fucking use Moonveil, full bullgoat. Oh god, dude. Fucking amazing.
We're going to show you the ins and outs of making a PvP build, as well as an example build using those principles. Here's how to best prepare yourself against the hardest of Elden Ring bosses, other players.
One thing though, I mean, I can't really fault IGN for that. Like, since this game is not as much about skills, like, it's true that those things like stacking poise, Stars of Ruin and that type of deal, it's true that it will make people get a better win rate in PvP. So even if it's like the most casual shit possible, it is how it is. That mind, yeah, this guy's high level for sure. Oh my god, dude. It's like every single clip so far, it's like every stereotype, like the thundercloud form. It's basically like what I fight when I invade, like all of it. Swarm of flies, fucking the laser. It's like all the stereotype builds.
Elden Ring is super flexible.
Look at that. Stars of Ruin.
Viable build options for any given situation. We're going to point out some of the better pieces of equipment and then create an example from those. But don't be afraid to experiment once you've mastered the basics. If you're curious about where to get a particular weapon or piece of equipment, check out our written guide on IGN.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Don't do this, you stupid idiots. If they promote Bloodhound Step, these fucking dumbasses, I swear to god, they're so clueless. Of course, fucking use Bloodhound Step, it's so broken. My god.
When choosing pieces of armor for your
Alright, let's just wait and see though.
character, the defensive stats are most important. Poise helps reduce stagger when you're attacked, which can be crucial for squeaking out one last strike or managing a quick escape.
Oh my... My man here just stacking poise and using Wave of Gold. I mean, look at it. This is like the actual pinnacle of all Souls PvP right there, really. The best armor for PvP. I mean, just talked about stacking defense and poise, which is true. I mean, you can't really fault them. It's true. You want to stack poise and armor. And it's funny because this really highlights the flaws of this game, how you can't wear whatever you want because you have to stack poise if you really, want to be successful at PvP and don't want your build to be completely outmatched. You actually have to do this. Obviously, they don't talk about the breakpoints, but even reaching the 61 breakpoint, which is very popular, you're still going to need to have some heavy gear just to do that.
Damage negation is equally important, allowing you to potentially take an additional hit or two. To this end, we recommend the Bullgoat set, or
recommendation, Bullgoat or Veteran set. I mean, to be fair, it's not rocket science. Like, is anyone surprised, really? Like, is anyone surprised? Like, they're actually recommending the two best set in the game. Well, actually... Prelate and what's the other one, the black one, they're actually good as well. So yeah, I mean, it is how it is.
Or alternative, like the lighter weight veteran set or the Omen set if you're into that kind of thing. These armors have high poise along with equally
Lionel, there you go. Lionel is one of the best as well.
high defensive stats. You need to keep your equip load to at least medium in order to dodge quickly.
Okay, this is a good little image here. So it's funny because IGN here is actually on point. They go over every single piece of like heavy equipment, talking like saying that these are the good pieces, and they're right. Like basically, if you're making a build, like anything above that line here, like you're pretty much, you need to use like that, like this heavy gear if you want your character to be decent. Like you're pretty much locked to these armors right here, like throughout, like no matter what you do, what there is above, it's like you're locked to like heavy armors right there. Not necessarily the helmet, like the helmet you could actually use something else, but like for the pieces of equipment, like the arms, the chest piece, the legs, you're pretty much stuck for you know, you need to use the heavy ones, which is kind of a shame, honestly.
So if you don't have enough endurance to don one of these heavy sets, choose an alternative that'll keep you at medium load. Heavyweight dodge rolls are easy to exploit, and reduces your amount of invincibility frames. If fashion is...
My man Kyle here was roll catch poking.
your passion, rest assured that there are plenty of alternative ways to mix and match other pieces into one of these recommended sets. There are a few armor pieces and sets that'll give you an increase to certain stats, or a passive buff like the Silver Tier Mask or the Spellblade set. There are a ton of viable weapon choices for PvP, so try out different weapons to see what suits your style. Your weapon choice will dictate how you allocate your stats. The most important differences between weapons are the pace of attacks, attack range, and weapon skills. You're looking for attacks that are hard to dodge, force the opponent to defend in predictable ways, or...
What he's saying is right, though. That's because what you're looking for is really attacks that are hard to dodge indeed, so... I mean, you gotta give credit to where credit is due. Like, those are good tips, for especially for beginners, so this is good.
Have powerful follow-up attacks. Rivers of Blood, for example, has...
Oh my god, dude. Never mind. I'm like, yeah, this is a good tip. The fucking next sentence is just basically like weapons that just have the L2 do everything for you. I'm like, yeah. Okay, so let me reiterate real quick. So the guy talks about you want attacks that are hard to dodge. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You want attacks that, you know, have some potential so that you can exploit or utilize like the proper timing of X attack to roll catch. And then proceeds to talk about the Rivers of Blood, which is pretty much a weapon that does everything for you. Like, you don't have to learn anything. You don't have to do anything. There's even like the spacing for that weapon is just so damn generous because the Ash of War is so damn long that it's funny because it takes away everything that the guy just said, because the weapon is not an embodiment of what he just said there. I mean, I guess it kind of is because it's quote-unquote hard to dodge. It's not really hard to dodge, but for new players it probably is. Anyway, let's keep on going.
And bleed buildup, making it very difficult to dodge and ideal for chipping away at your enemy.
Oh my god, let's just appreciate how he just...
Making it very difficult. Rivers of force the opponent.
Let's just appreciate how this guy legitimately just deleted our friend here.
Rivers of Blood, for example, has excellent...
And our friend here.
Buildup, making...
Just embodies like how stupid Elden Ring and how stupid Elden Ring PvP is and how broken it is. Like, this guy sucks. Let's just be honest. The guy playing is awful. And he's pressing a single button, and that single button does all the work for him and kills the opponent in basically one combo. So, I mean, this is just like further proof that Elden Ring PvP is bad, to be honest. At least right now. Hopefully they start patching that shit soon.
Very difficult to dodge and ideal for chipping away at your enemy. Some of the later game weapons, such as Dragon King's Cragblade, Sacred Relic Sword, and Hand of Millennia, offer...
Oh my god, Sacred Relic, dude. You guys know why it's good? Because the blast is desync and you can spam it over and over until they're dead. No spacing needed, yeah, pretty much.
Weapon skills.
Two button clicks it, they dead, yeah.
There are some powerful choices that are accessible relatively early on as well.
One thing though that I'm noticing, they're basically suggesting weapons that take no skills and weapons that basically have the L2 do everything. So all the weapons they suggested, the millennia thing, basically like if you're a new player, you're fighting another new player, you press that L2, you pray that your opponent walks into it and they die. Same thing with Rivers of Blood. Sacred Relic, you can just spam that L2 over and over and over. until they're dead. So far, it's not like those are tips to not become good at the game, but to have like your build kind of do everything for you, where you don't really have to use any brain juice for anything you're doing.
Such as the Bloodhound's Fang, Moonveil, or Eleonora's Poleblade.
Okay, Moonveil, another one.
If you prefer using weapons with a customizable skill, try using the Ashes of War Hoarfrost Stomp, Horaloo's Earthshaker, and Sword Dance.
Okay, those are not very good though. Sword Dance can be situationally good, but those are not very strong. Those are actually noob weapons.
If you're planning on building a caster or have trouble recovering after close calls, there is a specific Ash of War that needs an honorable mention. Bloodhound Step, which can be
You fucking idiot.
used in quick succession to quickly teleport away from a fight, or rush in if you need to quickly close a gap. If dodging isn't your thing...
Oh my god. These fucking scrubs, dude. Those are the type of people who come into my fucking comment section and say like, stop complaining. Bloodhound Step is fine. Never had trouble versus Bloodhound Step. It's fine. Like, these people have such little understanding of what is going on. Like, it's actually depressing, man. How clueless all these casuals are. Like, downright to the fucking people making these Elden Ring vids. This is absolutely fucking shameful. This is so stupid, honestly. This video is literally going to make PvP worse than it already is. Yeah, they don't understand that that shit is completely broken to the point where it's not even, it's not even fun. Like, all that they are advocating for so far is basically stuff that's broken and does the work for them. Or for the player. And, I mean, I don't know if they're enjoying that shit, but I can guarantee you that these people will not be here, like, down the line. Like, these people will leave the game, like, very quickly. All the people that, advocate for that sort of stuff, that don't really have a good understanding of the game. The people that use that sort of stuff will either never improve, get bored of that shit, because that shit is shallow as fuck, and leave, or they will get better. They will understand that what they're doing doesn't take any skill, is boring, and that there could be more to it than that. And they will, attempt to branch off to something that actually takes skills, or try to have fun the way we're doing now. But it's like, right now they're in this kind of, we're like kind of in this phase where like all these new people new to Souls games are discovering what a Souls games actually is. And for them, the first thing that they come across are these, like Rivers of Blood, Bloodhound Step, Moonveil, Stars of Ruin. Like, those are the first things that for them like stand out as the good stuff for the PvP in Souls games. Like, they've never been subject to anything like anything else that has a little bit more depth, or that doesn't do all the work for them. So they don't really know any better, is where I'm getting at.
There are two other options you can add to your build to avoid damage. The first is the parry skill. It can be hard to do, mostly because you have to time your opponent's attacks perfectly, but if executed correctly, it'll set you up for a powerful critical hit.
It's funny that they advocate for parry. And this game, it's weird because, not talking about the vid here, but parry is in a weird spot because parrying is very unpunishable on reaction. What I mean by that is if someone parries and misses in front of you, you don't have time to punish him with a jumping unless you were already starting a jumping. If you see someone parry in front of you, you don't have time to switch to an unparryable attack unless you already had that and you were already starting said attack. You don't have time if you see someone attempting a parry in front of you to go around them and go for a backstab. So parries are very unpunishable. On the other hand, though, attempting parries in this game is so risky, not because it's punishable, but because everything does so much damage. So if you attempt to parry and you miss it against, say for instance, a Rivers of Blood, which by the way you can parry on reaction, but if you miss it, like we were seeing earlier in the vid, the guy will one-shot you. So before, like in other Souls games, when you were attempting a parry, it was punishable, first of all. So if you would miss it, you would get punished for it. And on top of that, it was a sort of high risk, high reward type of deal. So when you were attempting a parry, you were like, okay, I'm taking the risk of taking a little bit of damage, but on the other hand, I might do a lot of damage. But that relationship does not really exist in this game anymore, because you're gonna do the same amount of damage with your parry a lot of time than the amount of damage you're gonna take if you miss the parry, like depending on what you're fighting, of course. Anyway, let's keep going.
The Parry Ash of War can be equipped to specific weapons and shields. Speaking of shields, blocking is the other alternative. The most important stats on a shield are its damage negation percentages and its guard boost. Ideally, your shield will have 100% physical damage negation.
Oh my god, dude. I was waiting for him to scroll over fingerprint, but he didn't do it. God damn it.
And the highest guard boost possible. This way you can reliably block physical attacks while spending as little stamina as you can, although other types of damage still bleed through. To this end, we recommend the Fingerprint Stone Shield.
Ah! Ah! My fucking god, dude. Of course they recommend Fingerprint. It's so damn fucking broken. So far they're basically recommending either shit that's completely broken or shit that absolutely takes no skills whatsoever and the fucking monkey could use. That's a great guide, by the way. Amazing.
Counter some people's narrow physical builds if the shield is maxed out.
With the great shield, they're actually recommending like actual broken ass builds though. Like, I mean, I know they didn't come up with this by themselves. Like, you know, actual good players figured that out almost on day one. Like in the first week that this game released, like all of that stuff was figured out already. Granted, at least Fingerprint got a slight nerf where it's not infinite stability anymore, at least, but God almighty, man. They're just regurgitating what all the good players figured out, like, very early on, and now, like, you know, they're spreading it to casuals as much as possible. It's pretty amazing. I mean, to be fair, so the reason I'm being very critical here is that this is such a poor way to introduce new players to PvP, because those are all crutches. Those are all shit that takes no skills. Those are all shit that are not fun to either play against or play with, because it does all the work for you. And so this is a very, very poor way of introducing new players to the game. Like, this is as bad as it gets, really.
Great Shield Talisman. Once you've chosen your armaments, level them up as high as possible to increase their base damage and their skills damage. The additional power is crucial.
Vale, thanks for the resub, my man. 29 months. Hell yeah, dude. Love Thief, thanks for the bits.
And incantations. Speaking of which, although you could use both, the number of stat points needed to efficiently use sorceries and incantation is drastic. So in most...
Yakeem, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs, my man. Thank you so much, Yakeem. I hope you guys are enjoying this, because this is gold right there. This is pure content. Like, seriously, you cannot make this up. Like, what a meme.
Cases, it's better to choose one of these.
Look at that. Like, every frame that we stop, there's a meme going on screen. Look at that. Full bull goat. What's it called? Starlight, Stars of Ruin. I mean,
casting options to support your build. Incantations are generally the stronger choice. They have better buffs, along with a diverse set of viable spell options.
Every frame is basically full bull goat, sacred relic, L2 spam, dragon spell spam. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not hating on everything that's in the game. It's just that it all happens to be like stuff that takes no real, you know, effort or timing, or it doesn't really take much to use, especially if you consider that these are casuals playing against casuals for the most part. Let's move on.
Grant Me Strength and Golden Vowel's attack buffs stack with each other, for example. Another great combo for incantation users is Fire's Deadly Sin and Bloodflame Blade. The fire damage aura from Fire's Deadly Sin...
Wait a second here. Is he advocating for the fucking Fire Deadly Sin glitch that has not been patched? Actually cheating? Bro, dude, this is... They're actually advocating for a fucking exploit that's so broken. Oh my god, dude. And it's unironically showing it, like he doesn't think it's bad or anything. You have to be kidding me, dude. No way. Okay, so let me explain for those of you who don't know. So here's the thing. Fire Deadly Sin, the spell that puts your character on fire, has a glitch going on where when you put yourself on fire, somehow it applies the effect of the flame that's on you. Or it counts like the buff that you're using to apply that effect. So let me reiterate. You guys remember the Death Blight bug where you would have like the Death Shotel here, and then you would cast Fire Deadly Sin and use that Shotel Ash of War, and then you would basically be like a walking curse magnet. So like if people like stayed in range of your flame, they would get cursed. That got patched, obviously. And then here, basically, what he's doing the same exact glitch, but instead of using the curse thing, he's using Blood Flame Blade, which is a spell that imbues your weapon with bleed, but that interaction has the same glitched effect as the Death Blight bug. It's just that instead of putting your opponent into a curse state, it basically bleeds your opponent out as they're touching you. So this is obviously a glitch. I mean, the first part of the glitch got patched. It's just that they didn't patch it properly, so these are the leftovers. But basically, our man here at IGN, our clueless fucking doo-doo head, is advocating players to use that glitch so that... I'm with Bloodhound Step on top of that, so just to make sure you can't get away from it. It's like absolutely ridicule to unimaginable extent. Like, this is so stupid. I can't believe they're advocating for that. It's pretty crazy, honestly. Jay Slays, thank you. Thanks for the follow. Marcus, thank you so much for the gift subs, my man. I appreciate that. And Proxy, thanks for the 2 gift subs as well. Thank you so much for the support, guys. All right, man, this is actually madness. Let's keep on going.
To apply the bleed from Blood Flame Blade, making it easy to punish Tarnish who like to run.
Oh my god, dude. Look at it.
The fire damage aura from Fire's Deadly Sin will start to apply the bleed from Blood Flame Blade.
Look at it!
Easy to punish Tarnish who like to run. Don't count.
Making it easy to punish Tarnish who likes to run. You fucking idiot, dude. Oh my god, I can't believe this. This is serious. Gaming journalism at its finest. These guys are so stupid. Holy shit.
Sorcery's out entirely though. Some of the offensive spells are nearly impossible to dodge and hit really hard. It's
nearly impossible to dodge and hit really hard. I mean, I can't fault him for saying that because Stars of Ruin in range is definitely nearly impossible to dodge, but I mean, to be honest, like, the game just has so many fucking flaws that it's whatever. Also, gotta give him props. He's fighting someone that has two blade spears.
Intensive, but Stars of Ruin almost guarantees at least some damage while setting you up for follow-up attacks. When choosing a staff or seal to cast your spells from, keep in mind what attributes scale their power. And
this just embodies everything wrong about this shit game. This shit PvP, I should say. It's just crazy.
Additional passive effects found in their descriptions. For instance, the Frenzied Flame Seal scales with dexterity, strength, faith, and intelligence, allowing for your incantations to be powered up from all of these stats. In addition, this specific seal boosts Frenzied Flame incantations by 20%, making spells like Frenzied Burst incredibly strong. Pay attention to your staff's attribute scaling as well. The Meteorite staff starts with an S scaling in intelligence, along with a 30% boost to the power of your gravity.
Was he fat trolling? Yeah, he was.
Stats Glintstone staff doesn't have as much scaling power.
But wait. We got a glimpse at his stats here. I am disappointed that he has 60 vigor. I just wish he had like 40 just to make me laugh a little bit. But looking at this build, like, this is completely all over the place. What a build, dude. 48 endurance, man. Why do you need 48 endurance? Oh, because full bull goat. Yeah, I forgot. And probably no rings that increase weight. 34 strength, 65 dex. That is a very strange combination. I'm thinking maybe he has like 34 strength for stuff like great shields or the cannon or stuff like that. It's just that his build doesn't have any like main like source of damage. At level 200 you should have 80 in either dexterity, either 54 strength, because you don't necessarily need 80 strength. You should have either 80 dex, you should have 80 fate, or 80 int. You should have 80 in something at level 209, honestly. Anyway, let's keep on.
but it does increase the potency of all your sorceries by 10% at the cost of more expensive spells. Also,
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a build guide, right? And the stats that he showed there are absolutely garbage. Basically, all he's telling us is about weapons, Ash of Wars, and spells that are kind of broken. So these are not really build guides. It's more like, hey, here's the broken shit. My build sucks, but I can use these broken shit. This is really what it is so far.
there are a lot of intelligence weapons that, when combined with sorceries, can be devastating, such as Moonveil and the Dark Moon Greatsword. One last thing to note, a lot of sorceries and incantations can be charged by holding down the casting button. Charged spells do more damage, and can increase their range at the cost of an increased spellcasting time. Use this to throw off an opponent's dodge timing, or cut your cast.
This is a guide to get wins, not to get better at the game. Yeah, of course. But this is a PvP build guide. I have not really seen much in the matter of stats yet. We'll have to wait. Because usually a build is all about stats.
Just like with your weapon choice, there are a lot of good options to pick for talismans.
And talismans, of course.
If you're building a caster, the Radagon's icon increases your casting speed.
It does increase your casting speed, but when you're starting to get into the 200 level range, dexterity can sort of, mitigate the need for the Radagon icon until you reach 70 dex, which is the cap for casting speed.
As if you had 30 more points in dexterity. If you find yourself focused on your weapon skill, the Shard of Alexander
unironically
boosts its damage by 15%. The +5 to Vigor, Endurance, Strength,
and
Dexterity from Radagon's Sword Seal more than makes up for the 15%.
He said more than makes up for the 15%.
Strength and Dexterity from Radagon's Sword Seal more than makes up for the 15% increase in coming damage.
Don't do this, guys. This is oh my god, this is so wrong. Do not use the Radagon Sword Seal in PvP. You will get one shot. Do not do this. This is horrible advice. Especially not at 209. Like, use the Radagon Sword Seal when you're, way below 100. Like, way below 100. When you're, like, at 70, 60, and below, use the Radagon Sword Seal. But above 70, start to think about it, like, seriously. Do not use this. You will take so much more damage in this game. All damage sources are stacking multiplicatively. And so when you have someone, let me give you an example. When you have someone that you're fighting who's using a trust weapon, okay? He's using a trust weapon. Let's go with a lance, okay? Let's just go with one lance. One lance. I'm attacking you with one lance. Or let's put myself as an example. I'm attacking you with a lance, two-handed lance. You are attacking at the same time. You'll take extra damage because it's a thrusting attack, and your defenses get reduced when you're attacking. So you take more damage. Then add on top of that, I have a multiplicative damage increase because I'm wearing the Spear Talisman ring, for instance. So the Spear Talisman ring increases my damage output even more, multiplicatively. And then perhaps I hit you with a jumping attack on top of that. So that does even more damage than a normal R1. But not only that, I'm not just doing a jumping attack. I am using the Claw Talisman, which increases my jumping attack damage by another multiplicative percentage. And so that also multiplies with all the added effect I had here. And so let's add another layer on top of that. Let's just say I'm using Royal Knight Resolve just to make things crazier. So Royal Knight Resolve on top of that, maybe I'll reach something like 1500 damage with my attack. Well, that 1500 damage, when you add the damage penalty from the Radagon Sword Seal, could easily get transformed into like 2100 damage because all of these effects stack multiplicatively. So you're pretty much changing your opponent's attack that would either be a 2-shot into a 1-shot, or something that would hit you for like 1/4 of your health to a 2-shot. So it's a horrible idea to use the Radagon Sword Seal, especially when you start to get above the 100 level mark. Like above the 100 level mark, it is not worth the penalty at all. So do not use this. This is horrible advice. Do not use this.
From Radagon Sword Seal more than makes up for the 15% increase in coming damage.
Oh my god.
Especially if you prioritize HP with other great talismans, like the Erd Tree's Favor +2, or the
other great talisman, also
especially if you
this talisman, the Erd Tree Favor +2 is overrated a little bit, because it's not as good as the Ring of Favor in, say, Dark Souls 3 or other Souls games. The Ring of Favor in other Souls games was a lot better. It gave a lot more stats. So here the Ring of Favor is not as good. So going for the Great Jar Arsenal over the Erd Tree Favor is usually a good idea, depending on what you're rocking. If this enables you to have more armor, usually it's a better bet. So I'm just putting that out there.
Prioritize HP with other great talismans, like the Erd Tree's Favor +2, or the Crimson Amber Medallion.
Crimson Amber Medallion should be used on pretty much every build. You swap to it after you get hit once, but this should be mandatory for pretty much every build. Maybe a few exceptions if you're going for a specific one-shot and you need the ring slot, but other than that, oh my god, he has 50 vigor here. You also should always have 60 vigor when you're at level, I mean, over 100, to be honest. Anything above 100 should have 60 vigor, mandatory. So, and Crimson Medallion. So please do that.
The Bull Goat's Talisman increases poise by a staggering 33%. The Great Jar's Arsenal provides a 19% increase to the max.
Very good, Great Jar.
Your armor and weapons. Finally, the Dragoncrest Great Shield Talisman decreases all the physical damage taken by 17%. You won't be able to choose all of these, but try.
Oh, I mean, this is a PvP guide, though. His numbers are off. Like, he's telling you about the 17% that this gives to PvE. Like, you do not get 17% damage reduction in PvP. So again, this is also false. Pretty bad by IGN. This is not something that's very important. This is a good swap mid-fight to something that can mitigate damage in a duel, but this is not the most important talisman that you would have. It's 20% in PvE, it's 5% in PvP. Yeah, it's closer to 5% in PvP, but this is not 17%. I don't fucking know where he got that, honestly.
Increases all the physical damage taken by 17%.
The percentage you gave is not even right in PvE. That's actually so funny. That's actually a random percentage. Let's just appreciate it for a moment.
Allowing you to use heavier armor and weapons. Finally, the Dragoncrest Great Shield Talisman decreases all the physical damage taken by 17%.
Actual random number.
You'll be able to choose all of these, but try to find the ones that suit your style the best.
No, you did the math, bro.
When choosing your stats for PvP, mind is important in relation to how much you rely on your skills or spells to do your damage.
It's funny because mind is actually kind of overrated. If you're a melee character, you really only need 10 minds, to be honest. If you're a Bloodhound step user, you can crank that to 99. But if you're a caster, it's really up to personal preference, as you can mitigate that. If you're using Starlight Shards, you really don't need that much either, because you regenerate your FP like very quickly. I guess it depends on what you're going for, but I mean, at level 200, you can afford to have a lot of mind for sure.
Damage. Take note of how many times you can use Bloodhound's Finesse or Stars of Ruin, and then choose your amount of mind to accommodate a certain amount of uses. Vigor reigns supreme and should be your top priority. Being able to
at least he has that right.
Take an additional Rivers of Blood Slap could be the edge you need for a win. Ideally, your endurance will be at the exact amount needed.
He doesn't mention that the breakpoint is 60, does he though?
Stars of Ruin. And then choose.
He says vigor is important, but I don't think he says 60.
Accommodate a certain amount of uses. Vigor reigns supreme and should be your top priority. Being able to take an additional Rivers of Blood Slap could be the edge you need for a win. Ideally, your endurance will be.
He doesn't even say that you need 60 though. It just says it's important, but you need 60.
exact amount needed for you to carry all of your gear and stay within a medium weight load. Using talismans to increase your weight capacity won't come with the increased stamina that endurance does. Strength and dexterity should both be proportionally invested in relation to what stats your weapons scale with.
Yeah, I guess.
But each comes with its own unique benefit.
Yeah, although, I mean, investing in both, being a master of none, and a jack of all trade, master of none, is not a good idea in those games. Even until you get to the 200 range, like, this build is pretty much, like, this sort of stat spread is so unoptimal. I mean, it's not even just unoptimal, it's like, you can't even do that much damage with what you're using. Like, I guess it's fun, you can use all of that, but to be fair, you would be able to use a lot of that with a better build if the stats were spread better.
Invested in relation to what stats your weapons scale with. But each comes with its own unique benefit. Dexterity decreases your casting time, so hybrid build casters may want to pair their spells with a dex weapon. When you
I love how he talks about you need medium load, and on almost all the clip he's fat rolling.
Hand a weapon, your strength score increases by 50%, also increasing that weapon's damage. Intelligence and faith, like strength and dexterity, is most often a binary choice. Depending on what kind of casting you choose, along with how much you'll depend on casting, will dictate how many points to allocate towards these stats. Note that even buff spells are empowered by a higher related casting stat. The only PvP related benefit Arcane provides is with weapons that specifically scale off Arcane. The additional blood, madness, poison, and sleep damage scales off the amount of Arcane you have, but only with weapons that also scale off Arcane. When considering your Flask of Wondrous Physic options, know that PvP fights won't always last that long, and you won't always have it available in every fight.
Your Flask does not last that long, and you won't have it available for every fight. I cannot wait to see where this is going.
Use it for a quick boost to your power by choosing one of the Crystal Knot tiers to increase the stat by 5, along with one of the Shrouded Crack tiers for a more specific type of damage.
Your stats by... Wait.
A quick boost to your power by choosing one of the Crystal Knot tiers to increase the stat by 5.
It doesn't increase the stat by 5, it increases by 10. What a guy, dude. The guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's like he gets everything wrong. Like, he actually has no clue about anything. This is what I'm talking about when I say that you cannot take Casual's word for like, you cannot take Casual's opinion for money because they don't understand the game. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When you get casuals that, you know, talk about whatever or say that Bloodhound Step is fine, like, they don't even know, like, basic stuff. Like, they don't have any understanding of the game. Like, they don't know the numbers anywhere. They don't really know much, and so you can't really take them seriously for their words. Same thing for Reddit, like, all the fucking people that play casually, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be careful when you start to like, I'm talking like in a sense of like From Software, like listening to community's feedback. But if they listen to these type of people's feedback, they don't even know, like, they can't even make a proper PvP guide. They don't understand the game. Like, you have to be careful to who you listen to be honest. Anyway, let's keep on going.
Along with one of the Shrouded Crack tiers for a more specific type of damage. Stamina is needed for every weapon swing, so the 15 stamina per second recovery from the Green Burst Crystal tier is nice to have.
It's nice to have. This is like one of the most horrible physic you could have. The stamina regen is not good. Like, holy shit. Like, if you want a good if you want a good physic, like, it's the significantly damage negates receive. Wait, that's this one. This one is bad too. That's the bubble. The bubble is also bad. It's the pretty much the one that acts as a tier where if you get low HP, it recovers your HP back, and the HP regen. Those are good. And then the increase in damage, like it was using, not the plus, quote unquote, +5, which is +10. Not that. Anyway, let's keep on going.
Go into the fight with some additional defenses. The Opaline Bubble tier can absorb most of the damage from your opponent's next attack.
This is bad. Do not use this. This can be destroyed with a simple fan knife. But, I mean, everyone in chat knows that. Like, I don't need to say that.
The Crimson Bubble tier,
because it's fucking painfully obvious,
heals you for 30% of your maximum HP once you drop below 20%.
This is the good one. That you want on pretty much every build. Not only because it's good, but it makes the game more enjoyable because fights last a little bit longer in a game where everything two shots. So that's, everyone should really have the one that heals you near death, just to make fight last a little bit longer.
If you have a lot of HP, using both the Crimson Crystal tiers to heal all of it in one potion is also useful. Now that we've laid out
I love how he was still fat rolling in that clip. He's fat rolling in every
the
clip.
principles for crafting an efficient PvP build, let's put one together.
Efficient is not the right word.
In this build, we're taking advantage of the bleed build-up mechanic as a Faith caster, using dex weapons. The curved greatsword Bloodhound's Fang has Bloodblast build-up, but can be improved with the Blood Flame incantation.
This is not a very good weapon for PvP.
Which also adds fire damage. The fire damage is buffed with the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation.
But I mean, seeing how he's pretty much one-shotting these guys, I mean, this is the name of the game, right? Just fucking two-shot or one-shot.
Which also increases physical damage. This physical damage buff stacks exponentially with Golden Vow, which applies a damage and defense.
Did he recommend to people to not fat roll? Yeah, he did. Did he chug? Did he chug? Did he heal? I didn't notice. Wait. Did he actually heal?
3% of your maximum HP once you drop below 20%. If you have a lot of HP, using...
Wait. Look. Okay, guys, look at this here before the cut.
Once you drop below 20%. If you have a lot of HP, using both the Crimson Crystal tiers to heal.
Oh my god, he actually just straight up healed! Man, these guys are so clueless, holy shit! My man's over here just fucking healing in duel like this is nothing. So, I mean, you know, duels are like a community type of agreement type of deal. Like, there's no rule per se, like people can do whatever they want, but usually in duel you don't heal because that defeats the whole purpose of dueling, you know. But yeah, my man here promoting fucking game breaking glitches, everything game breaking, promoting to heal and duel. I mean, I'm not even surprised anymore.
All of it in one potion is also useful. Now that we've laid out the principles for crafting an efficient PvP build, let's put one together. In this build, we're taking advantage of the bleed build-up mechanic as a Faith caster, using dex weapons.
Is this IGN's channel? It is. This is a video by IGN.
Can be improved with the Blood Flame incantation, which also adds fire damage. The fire damage is buffed with the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation, which also increases physical damage. This physical damage buff stacks exponentially with Golden Vow, which applies a damage and defense.
This is what I was talking about earlier when I said that the Source Seal was banned, because everything stacks multiplicatively. So when you have the Source Seal, it just adds another quote-unquote buff to your opponent's attack on top of it, which you do not want. It's not worth the stats.
It's a buff simultaneously. This defense is backed up by our equipment, with the damage negation and poise of the Bull Goat set complemented by the Bull Goat's Talisman. This combination brings us to 133 poise, the maximum without consumable items like Balachin's Blessing. Radagon's Source Seal's benefits are too good to pass up, so our wondrous Flask is mixed with the Crimson and
wait, I mean...
poise, the maximum without consumable items like Balachin's Blessing. Radagon's Source Seal's benefits are too good to pass up. Consumable items like Balachin's Blessing. Radagon's Source Seal's benefits are too good to pass up. Consumable items like Balachin's Blessing. Radagon's Source Seal's benefits are too good to pass up.
Man, this guy has no idea. Oh my god, dude. Too good to pass up, dude. Too good to pass up.
So our wondrous Flask is mixed with
fucking clueless
and Opaline Bubble Tears, giving us defensive buffs to help mitigate its negative effect. Erdtree.
Don't wonder why people have like such horrible builds. Like, this is what they're subject to. Like, you know, people who are not like following any like PvP streamers or content creator, like people that don't even follow like Chase or Scott, or you know, people like that, or even you know, Horo, you name it. Like, they're gonna have builds by fucking IGN that are absolutely horrible.
Favor +2 also helps mitigate Radagon's Source Seal's deficits by providing more HP, and comes with additional stamina and equipped load. That, combined with Great Jar's arsenal, makes our tanky build comfortably sit at a medium load. The Frenzied Flame Seal is chosen for its dexterity scaling, along with the added buff to our range incantation, Frenzied Burst. For stats, vigor and dexterity are the priority, followed by a high faith and mind to support the many buff and offensive spells in the build.
He doesn't talk about any breakpoints, so like he says this and this is important, but he doesn't tell his audience like what kind of point allocation they should be looking for.
The intelligence, arcane, and endurance stats are resting at the amounts needed for the necessary requirements of our spells and equipped load. Our armaments have a little bit of strength scaling, so we invested a few points in it as well. As for our other incantations, Swarm of Flies combines well with the hemorrhage effects of our
Swarms of Fly, this is another funny one.
It also adds a powerful slow-moving ability to our arsenal to keep the opponents guessing. Fire's Deadly Sin removes the Flame Grant Me Strength buff, but because it applies blood loss due to BloodFlame it's...
Oh my god, dude. Here we go again, fucking promoting game-breaking fucking glitches. Good job, IGN, you fucking idiots.
But because it applies blood loss due to BloodFlame Blade, it's a great option for chasing down Maidenless Tarnished who spam their dodges.
Whoa! 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 Listen to this fucking madman! Listen to this!
But because it applies blood loss due to BloodFlame Blade, it's a great option for chasing down Maidenless Tarnished who spam their dodges.
Oh my god, dude! He actually tried to roast whatever the fuck he was fighting! Oh my god, dude, this is... Oh my god, dude, what the fuck is this? What is this, dude? Peak Redditor moment? Oh my god, I cannot believe this. I just cannot believe this, dude. The cluelessness is insane. Oh my god. This is actually insane. This is insane, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I cannot believe this vid, dude. What the fuck? This is so fucking cringe. It is absolutely cringe as I don't get it, man. What the fuck? Are casuals that clueless, my man? What is going on here? Is that really how people see the game?
Is another great answer to interrupting dodge spamming, and happens to be great at blood loss due to BloodFlame Blade. It's a great option for chasing down Maidenless Tarnished who spam their dodges. Owned Bolt is another great answer to interrupting dodge spamming, and happens to be great at punishing players who try to heal.
It punishes dodge spamming, bro. It punishes dodge spamming. It's dodge spamming, bro. You know... Okay, so let me start on another tangent here. So the whole point of the PvP in all Souls games, Elden Ring included, is it all revolves around two concepts. It's timing and spacing. The timing is basically timing your dodges so that you dodge your opponent's attack in time. And it's also timing your attack so that you catch your opponent's dodges in time. The spacing is how you manage that distance between your attacks and your opponent's attack and, you know, what you're trying to pull off. So evading attack by simply distance is usually better than by dodging him. But with that being said, dodge spamming was a problem in, I would say, a lot of Souls games, especially Dark Souls 3. In Elden Ring, it's a problem with Bloodhound Step because you're immortal, but spamming roll in this game, or even quick step, is not a problem because a lot of weapons have very good roll catch, and it's very easy to chain running attacks. Like in this game, there's less recovery between running attacks, and so you can chain running attacks and roll catch people over and over. Doesn't matter if it's with a halberd. Like most weapons actually have an option like that. Even greatswords, as bad as they are, can like Claymore, for instance, can crouch, poke, roll, catch, chain if someone is panic rolling. Like even bad weapons have an option to catch people that are quote-unquote spamming dodge. So in this game, though, like you do not necessarily need something like the bolt, like the guy is saying, to catch people. In fact, the bolt is fairly easy to dodge once you actually pay attention to the animation. It's like dodging anything in this game. You learn the timing and you internalize it, and then you get good at dodging it, but it's not even appropriate for the purpose the guy is saying.
Exaiki's Decay.
Okay, let's keep on going.
Honed Bolt is another great answer to interrupting dodge spamming, and happens to be great at punishing players who try to heal.
It's funny though, because actually going back to the Honed Bolt thing, we did a stream where I spammed Thunderbolt, which is the exact same effect as Honed Bolt, and I was basically killing everyone by just spamming the Thunderbolt over and over and over again. And it just goes to show how there's so many of these like mechanics in the game that new players don't even take the time to learn the very basic stuff, which is, you know, learning the timing of the attacks and then simply dodging it on reaction. Kind of like how you dodge anything in the PvE, like dodging boss attack, dodging, you know, enemies, anything. It's the same thing, but it just goes to show, like, from my personal experience and fundamentals, yeah, exactly, and from what we're seeing here and what this person is talking about, like, people don't even take the time to learn the basics, which is the most important thing.
Exaiki's Decay could be replaced with any other named dragon breath options, and is mainly used to switch up strategies in case of a stalemate. Barrier of Gold helps counter magic builds by increasing magic resistance by 60%. All that leaves is the Sacred Relic Sword. This weapon is perfect for our Dex and Faith build, scaling from both of them.
It's funny because I also did a stream with that. I actually didn't know it was that bad, but you can legitimately spam the Sacred Relic Sword Ash of War over and over and over again, and you will catch people. It doesn't even matter if they're good or not. And you know why? Because the effect is often, very often, desynced to what the other person is seeing. So what happens here is that this ability is pretty much bugged, and your opponent will try to dodge it and they will still get hit because the attack that they're seeing is not the actual location of where the attack is happening in the game. So because of that desync, it will end up catching people like a lot. And because of that, I mean, it's pretty much a broken Ash of War, literally a broken Ash of War that you can spam and it will just catch people over and over.
Its Wave of Gold skill is devastatingly powerful, has a knockback effect, huge range, and makes for a great opening attack. Regardless of what build you choose to make, determining the pace of combat is crucial. He's
still fat rolling every fight.
Regardless of what build,
always fat rolling.
Determining the pace of combat is crucial. Using slow-moving abilities like the Swarm of Flies incantation or the Wave of Gold skill are great ways to force your...
I know why he's fat rolling! Because he fucking uses Bloodhound Step.
Moving abilities like the Swarm
That's
of
probably
Flies
why.
incantation or the Wave of Gold skill are great ways to force your opponent to react in ways that you can predict. Follow up with faster options like a dash attack or Bloodhound's Finesse to take advantage of the predictable dodges that come after. You could also move forward with these slow-moving abilities to close the gap if your strength lies in a melee strategy, like this one. You'll want to apply buffs right before the fight, but they don't last forever. Look for opportunities to reapply them mid-fight when they run out. Once you've practiced for a while, consider rearranging your spells to make switching them easier to do while in combat. Your build has to be able to answer for the array of other builds. The best PvP players will have options against the many strategies you'll potentially face. With these tips, we hope you'll be farming Fellow Tarnished for runes and rune arcs in no time.
Farming Fellow Tarnished. What a dignified way to put it.
Know about any combinations you've found success with in PvP, or where your favorite place to fight is. For more on Elden Ring, be sure to check out our sorcery build guide for a more spell-focused character, or our guide on how to unlock the secret endgame area of Mikula's Halig Tree. For all of your other gaming needs, keep it here on IGN.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. This was actually a horrible watch, honestly. Like, so much bad was in this vid. Like, so much bad. I want to see... Oh, let's read the comments. Of course, more Rivers of Blood and Bullgoat. Exactly what the Elden Ring multiplayer needs the most. Thanks, IGN. Radagon Source Seal is not worth after level 80. That's pretty much what we said. Fire's Deadly Simplest Blood Flame is a glitch that should only be used if you want to be rude. Dude, man, I'm glad that they're getting called out. This is pretty much what we said. We finally found the one guy that makes every build as toxic and meta as possible. Oh, this is beautiful. How to make PvP builds. Stop watching IGN. Play Elden Ring. Just enjoy whatever you like. Level Vigor though. Good tip there. Be creative, everyone. You can enjoy PvP without using all this meta crap. Indeed. There's nothing wrong with playing with meta. It's just that this is like a build guide that's obviously meant for new players, and this is like a horrible way to introduce new players to all these mechanics. How to make a PvP build proceeds to explain how to make a build at 750 and 209. That's so true. Like, this is like 209 build, like throughout the whole vid. He doesn't even talk about, like, you know, how to make a build at lower level or at the fucking level people play at. It's kind of funny. Don't trust this. All you see in this IGN, or sorry, all you see in Elden Ring is 90% poke builds, some Moonveil, Rivers of Blood, some original builds, and some buff builds. It's mainly damage that people go for, so the advice given from the video isn't very trustworthy. If you want to be strong in PvP, you need to have high damage, weapon spells, and poise to aim around for 55-60 vigor. Yeah, it's not too bad. Prepared to L2, true. As if anyone would listen to IGN about build making. I mean, I'd hope they don't. Fun fact. I don't know. I don't know if this is a bot. I don't know if this is a bot, but this is so accurate. Fun fact, these videos make our day so much better, don't they? I think this is a bot comment, but this is just so true. That's so funny. Elden Ring, IGN probably never touched Elden Ring PvP. They only touched it for this vid, clearly. And they watched other channel to copy what they were doing. This video is going to get flamed by every Souls PvPer. Oh, you can just wait for it. We're uploading that on the channel for damn sure. Absolutely. IGN, please don't. You have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, true that. Very true. Yeah, I think that's enough comment here. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kind of insane, honestly. Absolutely insane. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.